Measuring your horse for girth size, in my opinion, is incredibly important to your treeless saddle system. Too long of girths can create bulk under your leg. They can also irritate more sensitive horses, and I found that it can contribute to saddle instability. So if you're having saddle instability issues, or if your horse is girthy, all things to point to looking at girth length as one of the things that you check. Of course, your girth can also be too short. So you want to avoid too short because it'll impede their shoulder and their elbow. But also too long can have its challenges as well. Too long can also impede horses that have big shoulder movement. So if your horse has big shoulder movement, you're going to want to have your girth sizing right on. So our lovely model Uno is going to show us. And my advice, we want the buckles of our girth to be, you'll see right here where the muscle meets his barrel, we want them right about here, okay? Any shorter, and the widest part of your girth or cinch, where your buckles, your ring are, will be hitting this muscle here, which can cause soreness. Any higher, and you're going to start running into your pad, may have issues with the muscle here pushing back into it, pushing your saddle back, and are just causing soreness. To measure for girth size, it's super helpful if you have a buddy to help you, but if you don't, that's okay. I would recommend, if you have one, a soft tape. You can use a regular one, but be careful because the crinkling might scare your horse, and it might, the lack of bend in it might impact your measurement. So soft is definitely better. And what you're going to do is go to your horse's girth line and find the very center line between their muscles there, and put the zero of your tape there, and then measure up to where we talked about, where the large muscle of the forearm actually meets the torso. And you'll see Uno is right around 15 inches. So that gives you half, which means times 2 would be 30, which is right on what he wears. So now we're going to look at some examples of too long, too short, and just right. So I'm going to go ahead and saddle up Uno and show you what too long, too short, and in my opinion, what just right looks like. So here we have too short. So you'll see this is where the muscle firmly meets his rib cage, and our buckles are about an inch or so below that. So, too short. Okay, so this one, a lot of people like this. I personally don't. As soon as you start getting this close to the pad, you run the risk of pinching issues. And then also, Uno has very big movement with his shoulders. If you've seen any of the videos of him moving, he is a beautiful, big mover. And so he can tend to get sore in here if his muscle is hitting this. So, again, here is about right where we want. So this one's close, but for Uno, and for my opinion, a little bit too long. Of course, this, for most horses, is going to be better than too short. So if you have to go too long, too short, too long is safer. Okay, this, in my opinion, is just right. So you'll see this is right where the muscle meets the torso, and there we go. We are right at it. We are getting a little narrow here, but not too bad. Not that so close that I feel like we'd run the risk of pinching. And this part of the girth follows the shape of his muscle, the large muscle of his forearm. So this, in my opinion, and Uno's opinion, is just right. So this is what I personally look for when I am looking at girth length for a horse.